A pleasant morning to all girls. Welcome you once again for the English class. Today we are going to see a new lesson. Before going to the lesson, I'll ask two things. When you see something you want, what's the magic word you will use? When you get something you want, what is the magic word you will use? If you know, you can answer in the comment section. On Saying Please by A.G. Gardiner. So, thank you, please, these are all coming under the manners. So when we are courtesy with others, it is also a kind of manner. So let's see. First, about the author. A.G. Gardiner. His full name was Alfred George Gardiner, but he preferred to call himself A.G. Gardiner, as he never liked that Alfred or the George in his name. Alfred George Gardiner was born on 2nd June 1865, died on 3rd March 1964, was an English journalist, editor and author. After his career as a very successful newspaper editor, was over Gardiner decided to write essays under the pen name Alpha of the Plug. Pen name means a second name. His essays are known for the characteristics, humor and elegance. A.G. Gardiner is known for his conversational style of writing. He weaves into his essays the basic truth of life in an essay, entertaining and appealing way, and thus endears himself to his readers. Some well-known works are the collection of Pillars of Society, Pebbles on the Shore. These are the famous works. So Alfred George Gardiner was a British journalist and author. His essays were written under the pen name Alpha of the Plug and are highly regarded in English literature. Gardiner was editor of the Daily News from 1902 to 15. Under his direction, it becomes one of the leading liberal journals its day. From 1915, he contributed the Stars under the pseudonym name Alpha of the Plug. His essays are uniformly elegant, graceful and humor. His uniqueness in his ability to teach the basic truth of life in an essay, an amusing manner. The Pillars of Society, Pebbles on the Shore, Mary Ferrers and Leaves on the Wind are some of the best known writings. Next, about the essay. This essay deals with little but socially important incident from our day-to-day life. It tells us about the great value of politeness and mannerism. The author points out that bad manners are antisocial. Though bad manners are not considered criminal in the eyes of the law, the society always looked down upon the rude people. According to Gardiner, good manners and bad manners are really contagious. If bad manners of one person influence others and make them rude and ill-tempered, good manners of one person also affect others and make them be polite and kind in turn. This essay deals with little but socially important incident from our day-to-day life. Actually, it tells us about the great values of politeness and mannerism. Importance of politeness and mannerism through this lesson. The author points out that manners are antisocial. So manners are social. Actually, what are the manners? When we are behaving very polite in public, with a kind-hearted, helping tendency, these things are coming under the mannerism. Though bad manners are not considered criminal in the eyes of the law, the society always looked down upon the rude people. According to Gardiner, good manners and bad manners are really contagious. Contagious means it spread one from to other. If bad manners of one person influence others, make them rude and ill-tempered, good manners of one person also affect others and make them be polite and kind in turn. So here author is saying that if the bad manner is not considered as a criminal means in the eyes of law, the society always look down upon the rude people. The society will face the rude people. According to the writer, good manners and bad manners are really contagious. That means it is spread from one man to other man. For example, when we are saying thank you, when the word we are using please in front of the kids, it is a starting point of them. What we are saying, the kid will be repeat and the kids will be follow that. So in this essay, author talks about good manners and bad manners according with the experience. So now let's see the theme. So here he shows us how courtesy and enriches our life and makes it special. Lack of courtesy and civility develops bitterness and ill feeling among people. Good temper and kindliness creates a positivity around the person who practices it, and such person becomes popular in society. People who are rude, uncivil and hated by society, it's more about moral duty and less about legal obligation. Now, on saying please. What are the themes he deals in this lesson? Theme 1. Importance of courtesy. In On Saying Please, he points out that value of good manner in social life and emphasizes the importance of courtesy and politeness in daily behavior in a simple, natural and anecdotal manner. He shows how polite speech and manner we turn the atmosphere around and how discourtesy and ill manners and spoil or pollute it. So here first thing, he shows the importance of courtesy. So what is meant by courtesy? Showing a politeness in one's attitude and behaviors towards others, that is courtesy. So he just emphasized the importance of courtesy and politeness in daily behavior through in a simple and natural anecdotal day to day what we are facing. He shows how polite speech and manner will turn the atmosphere around and how discourtesy and ill manners spoil or pollute. If you are in courtesy and you are in polite way, your atmosphere will be changed. When you are showing your discourtesy and ill manners, it's how it spoil and how it pollute it. This is the theme 1. Now next one, theme 2, value of manners. Gardiner emphasizes the value of manners and gentleness of speech and manners, and conclude that politeness is a more effective tool of taking revenge on the discourteous person, as is seen in the case of Chesterfield than a violent attack as was restored to by the liftman. So here Gardiner is emphasizing giving the importance to the value of manners and gentleness of speech. When we are speaking with a polite manners and when you are following the mannerism, and he conclude that the politeness is a more effective tool of taking revenge on a discourteous person. When the person was discourteous in behavior, there is the not the way of using violent, not the behavior of through violence. It seems in the case of Chesterfield, it seems in the case of fashion. It is a kind of fashion when some person is rude or discourtesy with us, means violent is not a way. Then a violent attack was restored to by the liftman. So when in the story, actually the liftman was attacked as was restored to by the liftman. This is the second theme of a value of manners. Now, summary of the lesson on saying please. The essay starts with an in lift because the essay starts with an incident of a liftman in a city office who threw a passenger out of his lift because he didn't use the word please. He just said top and not top please. The liftman was undoubtedly in the wrong and was fined for the defense. Discourtesy is not a legal and it does not excuse assault and battery. No legal system could attempt to legislate against the bad manners, and therefore legally it's not a punishable offence. Anyone may be as he may please, and law will protect him against violent retaliation. The law does not compel anyone to say please. Here A.G. Gardiner says, we infect the world with our ill humours, bad manners, probably do more to poison the stream of the general life than all the crimes in the calendar. This essay starts with an incident, that is in a city office, the person who complained against the liftman. Actually, the passenger entering into the lift, the passenger out of lift because he just said top and not top please. So here the liftman demanded top please. For that reason, the liftman, he just threw the passenger. Unfortunately, it is not way to one who was not in the bad manner to punish it. The liftman was undoubtedly in the wrong, fired for the office. He just discourtesy is not a legal and it does not excuse assault and battery. So the person one who was discourtesy, the person one who not used the word please, it is not a crime. It is not a way to attack it. If someone has not said sorry, if someone has not said thank you, for this reason at all, there is no law for. No legal system attempt to legislate against bad manner of therefore. There is a no law, there is a no legal attempt legislation. Legally, it is not a punishable offence. The liftman, what he did, he threw the passenger. Actually, this is not it is not a punishable offence. Anyone may be as he may please, and law will protect him against violent retaliation. The law does not compel anyone to say please. Yeah, law doesn't compelled to say please, thank you, sorry. Here, A.G. Gardiner says that we infect the world with our ill humors, bad manners, probably do more to poison the stream of the general life than all the crimes in the calendar. So, even we are civilized, we are infect the world with our ill humors, bad manners, probably do not more to poison the stream of the general life than all the crimes in the calendar. Those who are civilized, that means those who are educated, the educated people only doing all those things. So this is the summary of the prose on saying please. Okay, now we go with line by line text line. The young liftman in a city office who threw a passenger out of his lift the other morning and was fired for the offence was undoubtedly in the wrong. It was a question of please. So what happened previous only I said the summary of that. The essay begins with the incident, that is the liftman in an office who threw a passenger out of his lift. So next morning he was fired for the offence. So it was considered as a offence, undoubtedly in the wrong. It was a question of please. Next paragraph. The complainant, that means the passenger, entering the lift said top. He just said top. The liftman demanded top please. So in that point, liftman demanded the passenger to say top please. And this concession being refused, he not only declined to comply with the instruction. Okay, so the passenger was just refused that. But the liftman hauled the passenger out of the lift. He just with great force, the liftman threw the passenger out of the lift. This, of course, was carrying a comment on manner to fact. So, this line is stressing that when the liftman demanded the word top please, the passenger is refused. For that, he just facing the offence. So, discourtesy is not a legal offence. The discourtesy is not a legal offence and it does not excuse assault and battery. So when we are in discourtesy, it is not a legal offence, and we does not excuse to hit, and it does not excuse hit, and it's not a treatment for that reason, for that situation. If a burglar breaks into my house and I knock him down, the law will acquit me, and if I am physically assaulted. So, if a burglar means robber, if a robber breaks into my house and I knock him down, the law will acquit. So, the law will acquit me. The law will give permission, and if I am physically assaulted, if I am physically attacked, it will permit me to retaliate. It will permit to fight back with reasonable violence. It does this because the robber and my assailant. So, if it does this because the robber and my attack have broken quite we definitely express the commands of the law, but no legal system could attempt to legislate against the bad manners. So there is legally there is no law for against the bad manner, or could sanction, or could there is no penalty to use of violence against something which does not itself recognize as a legally punishable offense. So there is no penalty for the one who legally punishable offense for their the one who something against something which does not it recognize itself. And whatever our sympathy with the liftman, we must admit that law is reasonable. It would never do if we were liberty to box people's ears because we did not like their behavior or the tone of their voice or school of their face. According to the sympathy with the liftman, the people will show their pause their ears with their raise their tone with the freedom. Those who are uncivilized, they will show their bad temper on their face. Our fists would never be idle. Our fingers would never be lazy. And gutters of the city would run with the blood all the day. Now we go with the next paragraph. I may be uncivil as if I may please, and the law will protect me against violent retaliation. I may be as uncivil, or I may please, and the law will protect me against violent retaliation. If I am use the word please, it will be retaliation. So it may be against retaliation. It will be fight back. I may be haughty or boorish. If I may be arrogant or behaved with a bad manner, and there is no penalty. So for that reason there is no fine to pay except the penalty of being written down and ill-mannered fellow. The law does not compel me to say please. The law does not force me to say please, or to attune or make aware of or make aware of or make aware of or adjust my voice to other people's sensibilities any more than it says that I shall not wax my mushta or dye my hair or wear wrinkles down back. It does not recognize the laceration. It's not a deep cut of our feeling or a case for compensation. It's not a repayment for that. There is no allowance, there is no payment for a moral and intellectual damages in these matters. These does not mean that the damages are negligible. It means it's not a for these manners at all, not damages. It is considered as to be unimportant. It is probable that the liftman was much more actually hurt by what he regarded as a slur, as regarded as an insult upon a social standing, than he would have been if he had kicked on the sins for he which could have got a legal remedy for this. So what he says, this does not mean that the damages are unimportant. It is probably that the liftman was much more acutely hurt by what he regarded as an insult upon a social standing. Then he would have been if I had a kick on the shin for which he could have got a legal remedy for this incident. Now we continue the next paragraph. The pain of a kick on the shin soon passes away. Okay, if we physically attack the pain will passes soon away. But the pain of wound to our self-respect or our vanity may poison a whole day. So when our pain of a wound to our self-respect will be to our appearance may be poison on a whole day. I can imagine that liftman denied the relief of throwing the author of his wound out of the lift. So he just imagined that. So when he was when the liftman's word was not followed by passenger, it will be a spoil the disrespect. So for that relief, he throwing the author of his wound out of the lift. Brooding over the insult by the honor, it's just appealing dark for insult by the other, brooding over the insult by the hour, and visiting honor's wife in the evening as the only way of restoring his balance. So when we are when in the workplace, when we facing any self-respect or any insult, the only way of showing with our close one. So here the liftman, he just restoring his balance with his wife at the evening. For there are a few things more catching hand than bad temper and bad manners. When Sir Anthony absolute bullied that, it just seek to harm Captain Absolute, the latter went out and bullied his man. So when we have to seek to harm someone, so when we are in deep angry with someone, we are in deep tension in that point, we have to try to harm someone. Whereupon Fag went out downstairs and kicked the page boy. Probably the man who set top to the liftman was really only the getting back on his employer, who had not said good morning to him because he himself had been ham-packed at breakfast by his wife. Actually, the person one who not said good morning to him because he himself had been hen-packed, that means often criticized at breakfast by his wife, to whom the cook had been insolent, showing a rude because the housemaid had answered her back. We infect the world with our ill humors. So we are infecting our world with our ill humor. Bad manners probably do more to poison the stream of the general life than all the crimes in the calendar. For one wife who gets a black eyes from an otherwise good-natured husband, there are 100 who live a life of martyrdom. That means it is a kind of torturing under the shadow of morose temper. That means a bad temper. But all the same, the law cannot become the guardian of our private manners. So all the same, law cannot become the guardian of our private manners. So when we are personally, when we are treating them has to be with the rights, it is not considered has to be a law. No neglect. That means there is no actually that is a 10 commands. There is a 10 commands could never the waste area of offense, and no court could administer a law which governed our social civilities. So whichever social civility, whatever happening in the society, if when we are coming in the front of public, our speech that tilt our eyebrows and all our moods and manners are changed. This is the today's class, girls. Thank you for listening. Let's see tomorrow and the continuation. Thank you, girls.